how to use VTP on a Cisco switches. Switch 1 will be set up in server mode, switch 2 client mode, switch 3 transparent mode, and switch 4 client mode. Links between will be trunk links. VTP mode will be set up, VTP domain name, all ports to be trunk, VTP password, which is optional, and later we will set up VTP pruning, and also same like VTP provision number. VLAN 10 and 20 will be configured, and VLAN 30 on the switch 3. Let's start with configuration. Show IP interface brief. We can see available interfaces on switch 1. We are going to configure interface Ethernet 3/3. So interface Ethernet 3/3, switch port trunk encapsulation .1q. So we are specifying which encapsulation we're going to use, and the switch port mode trunk to create trunk port. With command show interfaces trunk, we can see and verify that we successfully create trunk port on switch 1. We need to create trunk ports on switch 2. So on interface Ethernet 3/3 and interface 2/2. So first we are going to create on interface 3/3. Again, we are going to using encapsulation .1q. And with command switch port mode trunk, we're going to create trunk port. Verification with command show interfaces trunk. So you can see that everything is okay now. I'm going to verify that interface 2/2 is connected on switch 3, so we have to create trunk port also there. Configuration mode, interface Ethernet 2/2, encapsulation .1q, and switch port mode trunk. On switch 3, we're going to create on interface 2/2 and on interface 1/1. So first we are going to create on Ethernet 2/2 with same command. First we need to go actually in configuration mode. Interface Ethernet 2/2, switch port trunk encapsulation .1q, and switch port mode trunk. Now we have trunk link between switch 2 and switch 3. Interface Ethernet 1/1 encapsulation .1q and switch port mode trunk. On S4 we are going to create trunk port on interface Ethernet 1/1 with same command. Configuration mode, interface Ethernet 1/1, switch port trunk, encapsulation.1q, and switch port mode trunk. Trunk link it's established between switch 3 and 4. Now we have all trunk links between all switches. With command show VTP status, you can see that on switch 1 VTP domain name it's not set. You can see that VTP operating mode it's server, which is default mode, and we have configuration revision 0. This I will tell you later about configuration revision. Now we are going to VTP and we are going to configure domain, password, mode of current switch. So VTP domain, I will use name lab. VTP mode, you have options client, server, and transparent. We are going to set switch 1 to server mode. That means that switch 1 can update VLAN database and can send updates to other switches. VTP password of database will be 123. This is optional. VTP password you don't have to set up if you don't want. Switch 2. VTP mode will be set to client, so it means that switch 2 can only receive and send updates but cannot create new VLANs. VTP domain lab, it is case sensitive name, so if you use with capital letters it won't work, so has to be the same like you made it originally. VTP password 123 has to match also. Switch 3 VTP mode will be transparent mode, which means that he can create own data VLAN database but cannot send the updates about own VLAN database. VTP domain lab and VTP password 123. S4 will be also VTP mode set up as a client. With same VTP domain lab and with the password 123. Now on switch 1 we will create VLAN 10 and VLAN 20. Now, if we check switch 2, this update should be visible on switch 2 with command show VLAN brief, and yes, it's correct. We have VLAN 10 and VLAN 20 configured on switch 2. Switch 3, which is in transparent mode, if you do show VLAN brief command, you will see that VLAN 10 and VLAN 20 are not available or visible. So on client switch 4, show VLAN brief, and we can see that both VLANs are updated in VLAN database. So also on client switch 2 and switch 4, if you try to configure VLAN, you won't be able, and you get the message that if device is in client mode, he cannot create VLANs. Switch 3, which is in transparent mode, if you try to create VLAN, in our case VLAN 30, you can see that it's possible. However, switch in transparent mode cannot send VLAN updates to other switches. Can only forward updates from other switches, but own updates cannot forward. So you can see that VLAN is successfully created. So if you check on switch 2, show VLAN brief, we can see that VLAN 30 is not there. Show VLAN VTP status, you can see that there is configuration revision option, and also we have VTP pruning mode. VTP pruning mode means if you have on switch 2 and switch 3 clients in VLAN 10, broadcast will be sent to switch 2, to switch 3, and also to switch 4. But we have then so much traffic which is not necessary on switch 4. So switch 4 will actually say stop, I don't need that traffic to be distributed to me. So this you can stop with VTP pruning, and you have to create this only on server switches. Show VTP status, you can see configuration revision number of switch 1. That means that every changes what you do on your switch, it's reflecting on this revision number. Switch with highest revision number will send updates, and all other switches, they will update their VLAN database compared to highest revision number database. So I will add now switch 5 to our network. I will quickly configure trunk ports, and I will configure the switch to VTP mode server, VTP domain name it's lab, and VTP password it's 123. So switch is not connected yet to our network, and this is example what you have to be very careful if you are implementing VTP on your network. So when I create additional VLANs like VLAN 20, 50, 70, this, or in VLAN 10, this will change revision number, as you can see now with show VTP status command. So configuration revision, it's 4. So now if we go back to configuration mode and we removed configured VLANs, so in real environment this could happen, that you remove everything and you are thinking that your switch is ready to be connected to your network because there is no VLANs configured, but actually configuration revision number, it's changed, and configuration revision number will be, in our case, 8. If you connect switch 5 with configuration revision number 8 to your network, all other switches will update their database from updates S5 database because of the highest revision number, and S5 doesn't have created any VLANs. So your network will be wiped out. S4 S1 and S2 switches will have no VLANs created after that. Only S3, which is in transparent mode, will have his own VLAN database. So now you can see S4, if you do show VLAN brief command, you can see that actually there is no VLANs anymore, VLAN 10 and VLAN 20. Same will happen with S2, show VLAN brief. No VLANs. And switch 1, show VLAN brief. There is no VLANs. If you go to switch 3, show VLAN brief, you can see that there is VLAN 30 because S3 is in transparent mode. Solution for this problem is to reset configuration revision number on any device before you put it or connect to your network. So to reset configuration revision number, you have to change VTP mode to transparent mode of your device, in our case S5, and then when you put the same device back to VTP mode server, now if you check show VTP status, so command show VTP status, you can see that configuration revision number is 0. Now it is safe to put this device back into the network. I hope that you understand now how VTP works. Thank you for watching.